Welcome back. Time to round up another big topic from the week. This week is the deadline for opponents of Houston's new Equal Rights Ordinance to turn in a petition. So far, they say they've collected far more than the 17,000 signatures needed to repeal the ordinance or put it to a vote. The ordinance, signed by the mayor, bans discrimination based on things like race and religion, as well as sexual orientation. Critics have raised issue with the bathroom clause that allows transgender residents to choose which bathroom they use. It applies to both public and private businesses. So if they can get enough signatures, what are the statewide implications? That's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page as well as Twitter. You can use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in our newsroom with me are Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tridico, our news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. All right, Chris, we'll start with you, of course. What are the chances that they're going to get this many signatures verified?
Well, the thing is, when you're doing something like this, when you have to have signatures, you need to get far, far greater than the minimum number required, because so many drop out. You'll get, you don't know who you're getting to sign this thing, and a lot of them don't live in the city of Houston and aren't registered voters and all kinds of things. So you got to have, for 17,000, you're probably going to need 50, 60,000 signatures to get 17,000 verified. I sent Jared Woodfill, who's a frequent contributor here on the Roundup, an email this morning, and he said, we are working hard to gather all the required 17,000 signatures. People from communities throughout Houston understand that the ordinance is dangerous, and the mayor is pushing her personal social agenda on the city of Houston. It is interesting, and I believe the worst in a politician to push her personal agenda in her third and final term when she no longer is subject to the scrutiny of the voters. And that's most of the email. I'm not going to read the rest of it. Jackie Bally, the thing I think that upsets Jared and the people that supporting him is the bathroom issue primarily. And I'm a father of two daughters, and I would be concerned if a man came into the girls' bathroom.
That concern has been brought up. You're seeing, again, a coalition of blacks and clergy people of different ethnicities, a very diverse set of clergy members and members of the cloth and faith, who are teaming up with conservatives on this issue. The black preachers in particular have been very vocal, and they feel that we should not be putting civil rights or racial equality with sexual preferences or sexual behavior. That's what they have vocalized as their main issue as well. And I think what we're going to see, I do think they're going to get the number of signatures. It seems like they really have a momentum that's going. So I do think that he's going to get the right number of signatures. And I think the fact that it's the last term and that a lot of people are saying this is her personal agenda that she's pushing, that's really the litmus. That's really what's pushing and driving this momentum.
I got to run to Sally, but I want you to talk about the equal rights, this idea that equal rights shouldn't be involved with sexual orientation. We'll talk about that coming back, but I got to go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yeah, we've got a few tweets that are coming in. Lou says that the Equal Rights Ordinance is for all of Houston. The myth that it only helps LGBT is so fast off base. It helps all Houstonians. He adds that Houston was the last major city without equal rights for everyone, and that we needed to catch up. And then if we head over to our Facebook page real quick, Theodore at the top says that every ordinance proposal needs to be voted on by the people, especially one that favors a small minority but has a wide footprint.
Well, that's just not possible to do that. The city would never get anything done. That's why we elect people to run the city.
But there's a chance that this one could be voted on, right?
Well, you have initiative and referendum, which is what Jared Woodfield's doing. And if you get enough signatures in the 30 days, then you can force an initiative and you can force a referendum. Right. But we elect city council members to do just that and to pass ordinances. And so I don't agree with that. I want you to talk about this idea that you can't mix a civil rights ordinance with gay and lesbian issues.
Makes no sense. I mean, if you read the ordinance, it actually covers everybody. And Jared Woodfield, a number of other people, have tried to create these social wedges, to try to create a wedge between Houstonians and to say that these people should have certain protections and others shouldn't. And that makes no sense. They're in the process of getting signatures. And Jared Woodfield, regardless of what you think of his politics, is a good political organizer. And this is being used as an organizing tool to collect signatures, to identify people, to get their name, address, emails, so they can mobilize mobilize their voters on social issues. And that's what I was talking about in the earlier segment about Republican arrogance. There's an arrogance about this that says that we know better than you do. Our social issues, our values are better than yours. And this is a movement, once again, to do that, and it'll be unsuccessful.
And I want you to answer this question before I go back to Jackie, because I asked her too. As a father of 2 daughters, I would be extremely concerned about an ordinance that would allow men to come into the girls' bathroom when my daughters are in there.
Well, it's a fairly large ordinance, fairly comprehensive. This is the one point that they've taken because it polls well. It scares people, and so this is the central theme of Republican politics now. Is how do we scare people into voting for us, and it's not going to be successful.
One correction: the coalition that's forming is not a Republican coalition.
Not only, I agree,
this
that's
is
not only
across the
Republican.
board.
But it's been spun by the Republicans to make that.
If this is overturned,
the black ministers are not Republican.
all right,
they are the most
hang
vocal.
on, we're almost out of time. Does this have statewide implications if it's overturned in Houston?
Yes, it does for many different reasons. Again, the coalition that you're seeing, a lot of the Democrats are saying that we're going to turn purple or blue because of the browning of our population. And I've been saying from day one, blacks and Hispanics are extremely conservative, especially on social issues. So this coalition you're seeing, you're going to see on other issues, and that's the implication we're going to see statewide.
So Jackie's defined the Republican Party future, that all Republican politics will be based on social issues.
I
and
never
if that's
said
the case,
that.
well, that's what you're
if
saying.
You're going to quote me, quote me correctly.
I'm quoting you
I didn't
correctly.
say
You
that.
said social
I
issues.
said,
and we're
I
gonna
said
have
there's
to
going to
leave
be a
it right
coalition
there
of people
on
of
social
brown
issues.
color. I did not say
We're
that.
going to leave it right there, Sally, and
I'm
we'll be
too
back in a
close
few
to you
minutes.
guys today. I feel the heat.
Just reach over and slap one of them, would you?